Oh, what a marvelous feeling it is to arrive somewhere new. The air feels different, the light looks different. And in Scotland, my goodness, it's simply electric. I stepped off the train in Edinburgh, and the city greeted me with a wonderful, dramatic sky. The clouds were racing past, like sheep being hurried along by a boisterous wind. The sound of bagpipes was already drifting towards me from a distant street corner, a sound so utterly Scottish it makes your heart skip a beat. It wasn't just an arrival. It was like stepping onto a grand stage, with an epic story about to begin. I took a deep breath of the crisp, clean air. It felt ancient and full of stories. You could almost smell the history in it, mixed with the scent of rain on old stone. What is a journey through Scotland without visiting its castles? They are simply magnificent. My first stop was the famous Edinburgh Castle, perched so dramatically on its volcanic rock. Walking through its gates felt like traveling back in time. I could almost hear the clang of armor and the rustle of royal gowns. From there, I traveled to Stirling Castle, another jewel in Scotland's crown. Standing on its ramparts, you feel like you are on top of the world. I wandered through the Great Hall, with its huge fireplaces and beautiful tapestries. Further north, I found the romantic ruins of Eilean Donan Castle. Oh, what a sight! As I walked across the bridge, a light rain began to fall, adding to the magical atmosphere. Inside, I learned about the clans who fought to protect this place. It's a story of bravery and loyalty. Edinburgh's Old Town is a place of pure magic. Walking along the Royal Mile, the main street that connects the castle to the Palace of Holyrood House, is an adventure in itself. There are hidden courtyards called closes that lead off the main street. I loved peeking down these little alleyways. The buildings themselves are fascinating. They are built from a dark volcanic stone. Street performers juggle and play music, their cheerful sounds echoing off the stone walls. I stopped at a tiny bookshop tucked away in a quiet close. It was filled from floor to ceiling with old books. Leaving the city behind and heading into the Scottish Highlands is like entering another world. The colors are just breathtaking. There are so many shades of green, and then there's the purple heather. The famous Jacobite steam train travels over the magnificent Glenfinnan Viaduct. What a thrill that was. One of the most famous places in the Highlands is Glencoe. It is a valley of incredible beauty. The mountains stand like silent witnesses to the events of the past. They make you feel very small and humble. I saw lovely white cottages with smoke curling from their chimneys, and sheep grazing peacefully on the hillsides. Of all the lochs in Scotland, none is more famous than Loch Ness. The water is so dark because of the peat in the soil, which makes it almost black. What secrets could be hiding in its deep, cold depths? I decided to take a boat trip on the loch. The boat glided silently through the dark water. Our guide told us stories about the loch and the monster. He showed us pictures that people had taken over the years. On the shore of the loch stand the romantic ruins of Urquhart Castle. I climbed to the top of the remaining tower and looked out over the loch. The view was absolutely stunning. The food, for instance, is absolutely delicious. People talk about haggis, and yes, I did try it. One evening, I found myself in a cozy pub in a small Highland village. In the corner, a group of local musicians were playing. Soon, people were up and dancing. They pulled me onto the floor and taught me the steps. It was a night of pure, unadulterated fun. The people of Scotland are some of the warmest and friendliest I have ever met. In a small bakery, the owner insisted I try a piece of her homemade tablet. It was a small act of kindness, but it meant so much. I visited a small distillery on the Isle of Skye. At the end of the tour, we got to taste some. It was like tasting the landscape itself. As my Scottish adventure came to an end, I found myself reflecting on everything I had seen and done. I will never forget the sight of the sun setting over the Highlands, the sound of bagpipes, the dark waters of Loch Ness. Scotland is a country that feels ancient and modern at the same time. The beauty of Scotland is truly unforgettable. So, should you visit Scotland? Oh, absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt. Go and see the castles, walk in the Highlands, taste the food, listen to the music, and meet the wonderful people. Scotland is a country that doesn't just show you its beauty, it lets you feel it. It's an adventure that will capture your heart and stay with you for the rest of your life.